Welcome to Outside View Scandals. Today we're delving into a scandal so monumental that it's been called the largest tax fraud in German history, the Cum-Ex scandal. It's a story of financial engineering, loopholes, and frankly, a level of audacity that's almost impressive, if it weren't so appealing. Appalling. Ha! At the heart of the scandal is a complex scheme that exploited the tax systems of Germany and other countries, costing taxpayers billions. Billions. Yeah, the money that could have gone to schools, infrastructure, or who knows, maybe even solving world hunger. Instead, it vanished into the pockets of a select few. Let's break it down, explore how the scandal unfolded, and discuss its implications for financial systems and accountability. To understand the Cum-Ex scandal, we need to start with a bit of a crash course on dividend taxes. Dividend taxes are paid when companies distribute profits to shareholders, and in many countries, including Germany, shareholders can claim a tax refund for the dividend tax paid by the company. Simple enough, right? Well, here's where this gets tricky and scandalous. The Cum-Ex scheme exploited this tax refund mechanism in a way that will make you question everything you thought you knew about ethics in finance. Especially, it involved a series of rapid transactions of shares around the dividend payment date, creating confusion over who actually owned the shares. And this confusion was intentional. By making it appear as though multiple parties were entitled to a refund for the same dividend tax, participants in the scheme were able to claim refunds multiple times for a tax that was paid only once, or in some cases not at all. The name Cum-Ex refers to the Latin terms of cum, with, and ex, without, describing the way shares were traded with and without dividend rights during these transactions. It's almost poetic, really, a scandal with a Latin name, as though fraud is more respectable when it sounds ancient. But let's not get distracted by semantics. This scheme wasn't the work of one rogue trader or a small group of opportunists. It was a highly coordinated effort involving banks, brokers, lawyers, and investors. Financial institutions across Europe, including some of the most reputable names in the industry, were implicated. The scale of the operation was staggering, and the profits were obscene. Estimates suggest that Germany alone lost over 10 billion euros due to Cum-Ex transactions. Yeah, 10 billion euros. Let that sink in for a moment. That's enough money to fund Germany's entire education system for 1 year. The origins of the Cum-Ex scandal date back to the early 2000s, but it wasn't until much later that its full extent was uncovered. For years, the scheme operated in plain sight, exploiting loopholes in tax laws and taking advantage of regulatory blind spots. And let's not forget the role of the auditors and regulators who either failed to notice or chose not to act. Was it ignorance, incompetence, or something more sinister? Well, let you decide. The scandal came to light in the mid-2010s thanks to investigative journalists and whistleblowers who refused to let the story go unnoticed. And their work revealed a network of financial institutions and individuals who had profited from the scheme. Court cases followed, leading to a series of high-profile trials in Germany and beyond. The fallout has been significant, with numerous convictions and ongoing investigations. But let's take a step back and ask, how was this even possible? How could such an audacious scheme go undetected for so long? And the answer lies in a combination of factors: complex financial structures, insufficient oversight, and frankly, a lack of political will to tackle financial crime. Our Social Democrat Chancellor still has some gaps in his memory. For years, the financial sector operated with a sense of impunity, confident that its activities would remain under the radar. And after all, who has the time or expertise to scrutinize obscure tax transactions? Certainly not your average taxpayer. And one of the most infuriating aspects of the Cum-Ex scandal is the sheer arrogance of those involved. Emails and communications revealed during the investigations show a level of hubris that's hard to stomach. Participants joked about their schemes, referring to them as magic tricks or financial alchemy. It is as if they believed they were untouchable, because for a long time they were. And the scandal has sparked widespread outrage, not just here in Germany, but across Europe. And it is a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities in financial systems and the ease with which those vulnerabilities can be exploited. For ordinary taxpayers, it's a bitter pill to swallow. Imagine working hard, paying your taxes, and then discovering that billions have been siphoned off by a group of financial elites who saw the tax system as a game. The German government has since taken steps to close the loopholes that made Cum-Ex possible. Legislation has been introduced to tighten regulations and increase transparency in financial transactions. But critics argue that these measures are too little too late. The damage has been done, and the recovery of lost funds remains an uphill battle. And what about accountability? While some individuals have been convicted and fined, many key players have escaped serious consequences. The complexity of the case, combined with the international nature of the scheme, has made prosecutions challenging. And it's a reminder of the difficulty of holding powerful institutions and individuals accountable in a globalized world. The Cum-Ex scandal has also raised broader questions about the role of the financial sector in society. What responsibility do banks and financial institutions have to ensure their activities are ethical? How can governments strike a balance between fostering economic growth and preventing exploitation? These are questions that extend far beyond Germany and touch on issues of global importance. As we reflect on the Cum-Ex scandal, one thing is clear. It's a story of greed, arrogance, and systemic failure. But it's also a story of resilience as journalists, whistleblowers, and investigators worked tirelessly to bring the truth to light. And their efforts remind us of the importance of transparency and accountability, even in the face of powerful interests. So thank you for joining me today again on Outside View Scandals. And if you found this little exploration of the Cum-Ex scandal insightful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, share your thoughts in the comments below the video. This is Outside View Scandals, and I look forward to seeing you next time as we uncover another shocking chapter in the world of corruption and deception. And the next video is already right here in the end screen.